Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here to do a quick review for Greenleaf. Okay, for real, it's gonna be quick. Y'all see I got my nighty night scarf on. It's gonna be quick. Let's talk about this episode. Season 4, episode 5. The episode is entitled Unwanted. And I don't know, I just felt a range of emotions with this episode. I think that we're starting to kind of see Grace come around to the idea that this is not something that this AJ situation is not something that she can keep under wraps anymore. You know, she's going to have to come clean, and she either turns it up or it's going to get dug up. But let's talk about it. The episode opens with Charity playing with little Nathan and talking to him about if he's going to be able to deal with the fact that he's not going to see her as much because she's going to be preaching. I was like, girl, why are you worrying this little boy with this mess? Why is you worrying Nathan's pretty little head with this mess? Why? Why, my dear? Why? She really does believe that she is going to get a position at this church and then be able to preach, hold an audience, you know, keep people's attention and get their admiration and their respect. She really feels that after everything is said and done and everything that she has done to get where she is, that people will respect her, that she will be able to embody enough anointing to capture the hearts of the people. She really does believe this. But, you know, she been watching half-assedness work for a lot of people for a lot of years. So I can see why she would be under that delusion. Now, Grace comes in and basically confronts her about her having called Noah and left a voicemail. And she's like, why are you worried about that? I mean, unless something is going on, Grace, I just don't understand why you would be so put off by this or put out by this. Like, what does it have to do with you? Do you not understand that that was the issue between his wife and I? The fact that we was close. Oh, you mean the fact that y'all messed around when he was here, when he was engaged? And she was like, now he's moving down here and they getting a divorce. I was like, well, first of all, if she has put him out, he's got to go, he moving to a whole nother city, then they didn't really, don't seem like to me they had really much of a foundation in the first place. She never should have really married him after she realized he was canoodled up with Grace in good old-fashioned naked style. Once she realized he connected parts with Grace, she shouldn't have never married him. But you know, when you done paid the florist and the caterer and you got your dress and you done told everybody this is the love of your life, it's kind of hard to turn back, I guess. You know, plus, Noah, you're not going to stay and fight for your relationship or fight for your wife. Do you even love her at all? Do you want to be with her? Were you just waiting for something to go on so you could get out? So you could be set free? These are questions I have with regards to this Noah situation. But Grace tells her, you know, they were already having issues. This just put strain on it. You had no reason to call. Like, you don't even know. I've known him as long as you have, and if you don't remember, maybe perhaps you don't remember that there was a Noah and Charity before there was a Grace and Noah. I was like, oh, you don't tell nobody else that. Please don't tell nobody else that, because that sounds so pitiful. That sounds so pitiful and desperate. Like, I wouldn't even bring that up. And Grace said, yeah, when you was 5. Charity get pissed and walk off. Okay. Later on, we see where Charity is eating cookies and listening to sermon, and she got a Bible open, and you know, she feels convicted about having called Noah and possibly having been the cause of his wife kicking him out and them divorcing. So she goes and she gets to the church, and she's got a beautiful black dress on, kind of cinched in the center. It's like a faux knot in the center. It really complements her shape. And she sits down in the chair all lackadaisy while the minister of music is playing on the piano and writing songs. And I said, what's going on, Charity? I'm a sinner. I'm going to hell. Why are you going to hell now, Charity? I have broken up a marriage. What? Yes, I broke it up. What you mean you broke it up? Wow, but I was the catalyst for... Listen, it sounds like you have already felt remorse and felt shame. Now all you have to do is turn away from your wicked ways, girl, and you good. You Gucci, like you golden, right? You get your pocket space in heaven. And she was like, you know what? I think you right. So she goes to Phil and she tells Phil, I can't do this no more, Phil. Phil was like, what you doing? What are you talking about? I can't do this no more, Phil. He was like, no, look, I seen a dude in Grace's office. I want you to find out. Phil, I'm not doing it. Okay, I'm not trying to bust hell wide open messing with you. Now, if you wants to get ahead, you're gonna have to do it on your own. If I'm gonna be AP, if I'm gonna preach, I'm just gonna have to do it on my own. I'm not gonna do it at the expense of my sister. I was like, kudos, Charity, kudos. Later on, Phil run her down. He want to take her to dinner. She like, get thee behind me, Satan. You know, but she got one eye open. I said, I don't want to talk to you, Satan. But she looking at him. He was like, oh, Charity, come on now. You know you want to eat dinner with me? Come on. You think you know me, but you don't really know me. So she concedes. You know, she gives a little bit of a struggle, but it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? To cause a ripple. Okay? He looks good. He's fine. He's chocolate. Okay? He available. And he giving her some attention, so why not? They go to dinner and she find out from Phil that he is Bob Whitmore. He writes all the books. He writes all the sermons. He writes all the speeches. He is Bob Whitmore. And so, is that why he promised you? I said, well, he don't really promise anything. Bob don't really promise anything. He just, you know, alludes you into believing that this is what is the inevitable that is going to happen next. I was like, y'all letting this saltine run through here and just run roughshod over y'all religion, over y'all ethics, over your morals. Like, it's so many more of you all than it is him, but yet he is still running this whole organization like a plantation because all of y'all working for him. He don't really have to do much of nothing. He put all his people in charge, and all of y'all are in charge of the labor. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like to me. Okay, I don't want to offend any of my Caucasian honeybees, but I'm just saying, what does it look like to you all? It look like we got some usury going on. Anyway, now Phil does not mention that every chance he get when he talked to Grace, he's trying to cut her low. He is trying to subjugate her. He's trying to belittle and diminish her. He feels less than in her presence. She clearly, as a powerful woman of God, has him shook. But he ain't gonna let Charity see that. He wants to give Charity this look, this facade of being very smart and very capable and very astute when it comes to the things of God, right? So later on, when Charity at home and she's snuggled down in the bed and she's got a glass of wine and she's reading Bob Whitmore's book, probably for the second time, but this go round she's reading it as if it is Phil, because now she understands that Phil is the one that's doing all the hard work behind it, right? So it doesn't matter what is going on with him morally. It doesn't matter morally. This is an individual who is presenting himself to be above average, okay? Extremely capable, and that is a turn on for her, okay? And he's told her a secret that she said she will not mention even after they no longer are friends or don't know each other, or not together, whatever. Even if we don't work out as friends or whatever he said, you won't tell it. I was like, well, you telling the wrong one, sir. Anyway, that is Charity. Now let's talk about Jacob. Jacob is doing good. Jacob gets up, put his feet on the floor, and he wants to have a word of prayer with the Lord. He starts out thanking the Lord for all he's done, all his second chances and third chances and fourth chances. And he wants the Lord to just walk him through this homeless thing. Walk him through how to help, how to do, how to be effective in a homeless ministry. Amen. Later on, he is presenting to the board. Now, Phil has already told Grace that once again, y'all are coming up with ideas that Hope and Hale already have in place, okay? It's gonna get shot down. Ain't no sense in him bringing it up. Grace was like, no. He has a right as AP to bring up anything he wants in front of the board. We're gonna at the very least hear him out. Jacob does an outstanding job selling the service. He talks about what he has accomplished in the very short period of time that he was pastor of the church in the real, or the real church, or whatever it was called, Church Without Walls, how effective it was and how people are still feeling the impact of that initiative. It's a go-getter. It's a moment. Okay. Meanwhile, he's getting called back to back to back to back from Zora, because Zora then got a call from Nikki. Nikki is Dante's girlfriend. She want to be Zora's girlfriend, but right now she Dante's girlfriend. And when Zora get there, she see that they're the house full of people. They out of control. Dante has already had way too much to drink, and it is to the point where she needs to call her father, not because she drunk and out of control, but because Dante is drunk and out of control, and he is about to do something that is probably going to be problematic across all ethnic demographic lines in their team. Okay, he getting ready to burn a Confederate flag. Now they in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken, Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, so this is going to be an issue because Tennessee has a huge Caucasian population, and that a huge part of that population has some history where the Confederacy is concerned. So it's just not a good look. You know, he's got white teammates that are coming in. It's like, let's wait till we get through the championship. You know what I'm saying? And don't do this now. People got their cameras out. They filming it. It's out of control. Jacob gets there. Now, the one thing I applaud him about is he was in a board meeting. And Grace did want him to stay. But his daughter called him back to back. He was like, no, it's an emergency. If she calling me back to back, I need to talk with her. And when he finds out what's going on, he goes and handles his responsibility, right? Not just to Zora, but to Dante, because he committed to Dante's mother, and he committed to Dante, and he's committed to the Red Devils. Okay, goes over there, tries to stop it as much as he can. One thing leads to another. One of the white guys throws a punch. I don't think it was a racial punch. he was just, you know, his friend, the one that was disrespectful to Jacob, was pop, 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 and the dude threw a punch and hit him, and then it was just like this melee. And Jacob is being filmed and pictures snapped of him trying to separate them, pull them apart. You know, when it's a whole bunch of people scuffling, it's hard to see who the person in the situation is that is right, that is innocent. It's hard to see that individual because all you see is the melee. Well, there are dire consequences to this whole situation because Jacob gets fired. Nobody knows yet until he gets home. Okay. Now, let's talk about Carissa. Now, Carissa has gone to Mae. Okay. Mae, Bishop comes in with Corinne, and she gonna upload all of his sermons where he can watch them and get some inspiration for his preaching segment that he's gonna do in Atlanta. And of course, Mae do not care. She has spoken. You don't need to be leaving right now. It's too much going on right now with the Greenleafs. We need all the watchers on the wall. Okay, Mae is always in charge. She's in charge of the girls, the boys, the watchers on the wall, the children, the staff. I mean, she is being so insistent that he not go, that he not take his eyes off. It doesn't matter, Mae, because you in charge. You in charge. No one can make a move without you, sis. Okay, you running around dropping soliloquies on everybody. Okay, you can't say have a good day. You say to have a good day or not have a good day. That is the question. The sun is in the east and the moon sets in the west. Shall I proceed to give you what you need? You know, everything is a Shakespeare, a moment of Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? She's always pontificating about something. Even the smallest thing, it requires pontification. Carissa comes to her, and even though when they left and went over to the other church and got that little piece of property over there that didn't have good electrical wiring and whatnot, they took all the furniture. Okay, that was in their suite. Now, their suite is like an apartment. Okay, it is. Grace's suite has 2 bedrooms and a living space. Okay, she has auxiliary seating. Okay, very nice plush places. She wants to take all the furniture. That means the furniture that in the room that Zora was sleeping in, the son is sleeping in, they bedroom, they suite, the whole works. Okay, she wants to take it. Now, she took the last and had to leave it as a part of the settlement with that church when Jacob was accused of embezzling. Okay, we know he didn't embezzle. We know that it was skanks and banks and you know. But now that they're moving again, she wants to take the furniture once again. And she has the audacity to ask Mae. And Mae shoots it down. I would not give you the lint that is presently in the dryer filter right now. Okay, I would not give you the rest of the dishwashing liquid that is in the cap after the bottle has been turned upside down to get all of the residual liquid cleaning solution. I wouldn't give you that, sis. Okay, I wouldn't give you the bowl scrubber that Marisol cleans the toilet with. Okay, you're taking my baby away. You're taking my son. Okay, you sold the land. Poof, be gone. Well, Carissa takes this opportunity when she sees how excited Bishop is about preaching and listening to his sermons, and Mae has just shot him down, and she feels like, I will talk to Bishop, stroke him down a little bit, and send him to ask Mae about us getting the furniture. Now, you know for a fact, okay, that you should have said something about this land that you all sold being bought by Hope and Hell. Okay, you know that you did, but you don't take this stolen win. You don't take this stolen win and go somewhere and sit down and be quiet and hope and pray that no one notices you sitting over there looking like a big old ball of guilt. Hope and pray that no one uncovers your scurrilous deeds. You want more. Carissa wants more. I want to sell the land. I want the big A house. I also want all the furniture y'all got in this house. And also maybe we will give you a little something towards it at some point. But you know, right now we don't have a whole lot. Well, should you be moving, Carissa? But I digress. Mae was like unequivocally no. And when Bishop comes to ask her later about it, she is disgusted that Carissa would go in through those means. Okay, and she tells Bishop he don't need to go to Atlanta once again. I see she ain't gonna let up on this. Every time she see him pass the salt, you can't go to Atlanta. Okay, you want this last little bit of juice? I don't want you in Atlanta. Okay, did you close the seat down on the toilet, Bishop? By the way, if you go to Atlanta, I'm gonna be so disappointed in you. Like, she is relentless with it. When Bishop hears a sermon, one of his own sermons, talking about getting closer to God and being still where you can hear God, and it's an admirable place to be, stilling yourself so that you can hear the voice of God, calming your own voice and your own mental dialogue that is going on in activity, so that you can hear the still small voice of God, is very, very admirable. It has it has its place. But don't think that Mae's continual and perpetual pressure that she has put on him has not put him in this place where he is hearing and seeing things in a different way. She is influencing him. She is pushing her own agenda on him. It doesn't matter what he wants. This is what I want. And dare I say, as queen of this house, it's what God wants to. You know, and she mentions when he said, I just want to feel wanted. I just want to feel, you know, to be in the pulpit again and to preach again. And she says, and he says, people are always coming by here, always asking you for your advice. You're always positioning yourself where you are being needed. And she says, oh, she mentions the tart that he was with last season, and she mentions Mavis, and she is just like, oh, every time you've had a sexual escapade. Now, first of all, Mae, you got a whole child by his best friend. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And he mentions it. What about Lionel? I haven't even mentioned Lionel to you. And that whole lie, she don't want to talk about that. Anyway, if you go to Atlanta, you're messing up. You're doing the wrong thing. It's not about obedience. It's about listening to wisdom. Okay? Because God has downloaded all wisdom into me. All right? Now, he has supported her. He has. He has tried to lift her up, especially when Missy cut her so low a few episodes ago. But he came run down to Atlanta. I don't know why she feels so strongly about him not going. It's like, if you're not here, then I won't be able to check on you. I won't be able to make sure you're in compliance. Okay? He comes to her and wants to get Carissa, and she said, if you don't go to Atlanta, I'll get Carissa the furniture. Other than that, Carissa won't get nothing. She won't take a throw pillow out here. If she do, it'll be over my cold dead corpse. So he says, well, I guess I'll tell Carissa that your decision stands then, i.e. I'm going to Atlanta. Of course, he changes his mind after he hears this sermon about getting closer to God. And after he walks in on a conversation between her and Carissa, he tells her this, and she just feels so good. She feels good because she just had a real tough conversation with Carissa, which we gonna talk about. And also, it is the way he's presenting it, like God told him that this is what he needs to do. It affirms that much more in her, that she is hearing the voice of God, and she is the voice of wisdom and in reason. She is the way that they're going to get the church back. She is convinced of it. Okay? That much more. Y'all tell me if y'all felt differently about it, about that whole scene. Well, Carissa comes in before Bishop comes in, and Mae is sitting there, and Mae is like, oh, Lord, here we go. Bishop told me about the furniture, Mae. Good. It's not that big of a deal, Carissa. Get a credit card. I'm like, hello. Go around there to Ashley Furniture and get you a credit card like everybody else, girl. And go through that clearance department. Go through that scratch and dent section and get you some nice key pieces. And then go down to Lowe's and get you some furniture pins to cover up some scratches and stuff. Reupholster some things. You know what I mean? You around here begging folks out of their furniture. You got some nerve, old scallywag. I can't stand her no more. I can't stand her. She gets not an inch, not nary an inch from me. Anyway, she said, well, I wrote it in a letter, but now that I'm here, I feel as though I want to tell you face to face. And baby, when I tell you she took the latch off of her temperance and good sense, and she unleashed on Mae. Ooh, she told Mae she's a raggedy old car with a dead body in the trunk. When I tell you Mae got it, it was so quick. It was so quick. It was old 1975 slap. It was old 1975 what was that movie? Claudine, old Claudine slap. Ooh, baby. Mae said, why, yeah. But she put that shoulder in it. Cow. And Carissa went over. Fell on the bed. Yeah, sting, don't it? Stings. I know it do. I know it stings. It burns, honey, like the truth. Huh? That is the hand of righteousness, baby. It just came, wow. Slapped her jaws till they rang like fire bells. I was like, hit her again, Mae. Hit her again. Woo-wee. I wanted her to get on top of her and just start beating her. They gathered her up by the shoulders and started moving her towards the door. You get out of here. Don't you say another word. Don't you say another word, I will throw you out of here. And Carissa said, I'm leaving. And I'm never coming back. And I'm going to send your son and his children over here to see you if I feel like it. And Mae said, I ought to bust you in your head again. She didn't say that, but she was thinking it. Because I was thinking it. Yeah, But Bishop come in. And Mae said, zip it up. And Carissa was like, yeah, because you about to get your eyes scratched the hell out. I'm talking about drag your eyeballs one by one from their socket. Oh, I can't stand her. Oh, you got to get it together. Oh, you got to gather yourself, sis. Old Bishop is none the wiser. None the wiser. Let's talk about Mae. No, wait. Let's talk about Carissa. Now, Carissa go on back to their suite, right? And she is there. She is feeling satisfied, and she is trying to wipe all the shame and and palm print off her face. She's trying to get all of that stinging to subside in her jaws and her cheeks and things of that nature. And Jacob comes in. He was like, it was a whole melee. Then you see it on the news. No, Jacob, what happened? It's a big uproar. It's a big commotions, kerfluffle went on down there at Dante's, and long story short, I lost my job at the Red Devils, so we won't be able to move right now. And baby, when I tell you that face, that mask shattered. 1,000,000 tiny little cracks in that mask, boy, and it said tink, 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 tink. Piece by piece, that thing fell off, baby, and she was left there standing there looking like a corpse. She looked like a 6-hour-old corpse, baby. I mean, all of the blood. She looked practically gray, darling. Yeah, that's what you get, huh? If you hadn't had your ass around there begging, if you wasn't robbing Peter, okay, and stealing from Paul, huh? If you wasn't doing all of that, huh? If you wasn't old fork-tongued devil, old jealous. Ooh, the way she talked about Grace, the way she talked about Mae. I hope you have to sit across from Mae every day at breakfast and look over the top of them scrumptious ass muffins, huh? And know that the only reason you ain't homeless is because you married to Jacob and had his children. You best go down there and see if Zora got a room for you in the cabin. Helpful. Let's talk about Grace. Grace done went around there to see Charity. It's pointless. She got to deal with Phil. She called Phil pastor. He reading into the way she called him pastor. She get into her office, and there is AJ. When I tell y'all, AJ working my last good nerve, he is working my last good nerve. First of all, he's always looking off into the distance as if he's not sure. Later on, when he's talking to Aaron, he says something that kind of makes sense. He says it all seems fake. And he's talking about how the world seems now that he's out of jail. It all seems fake. Now, AJ's not that old. Okay, but he needs some cash. I just gave you money. That was like a week ago. No, that was 3 days ago, boo. How is looking for a job coming? And she's trying to be patient, but at the same time, why would you come to my office at the church? Like, why are you here? Okay, Grace, he is going to show up everywhere. He is going to be in the supermarket, at the gynecologist's office. He's going, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be making deliveries. Like, this is not going to stop. He's escalating and asking for money. Now he is being unpredictable and impetuous. He keeps referencing the fact that you're hiding him away. Grace, you have to tell people what is going on. You have to stand in it. Okay? You have to turn it up before it is dug up. Phil comes in and sees him there. And of course, he don't come in, oh, excuse me, and go back out. He continues. And he's eyeballing him and checking him out. Later on, when he talked to Grace, Phil does, talk to Charity, he wants Charity to investigate him. It's a whole mess. She goes over, she asks him to leave. He want to go out the front door. You know, he's getting ready to go anyway. He got the little piece of money. Now, it ain't really enough. He look at her like, that's all you got? You drinking that much? You drinking that much? She paying your rent. That house, that apartment is dressed real nice like. You got to be drinking all this up. Okay? And why won't you go get your head lined up? Why won't you go get them dreads tightened? Why won't you go around here and get yourself put together more presentable? She asked him about if he looking for a job. He talking about some, well, you know how it goes. Okay, Grace, so you not finna hold him accountable at all? At all, sis? Oh, okay. So he go to leave and she tell him not to go out the front door, to go out the back door. What's this back door? It's in case of fire. I guess I'm fired then. I guess you are fired. I guess you are, sir. Okay. Later on, she go around there to his apartment, and he drunk as Cooter Brown. I'm talking about drunk. Now, she has signed the paperwork for paying off her daddy's debts to the IRS. Grace paid them all off. Thanks to Aaron, he done orchestrated the whole situation. She also asked Aaron if he would offer a job to AJ. She tells the story about how he was incarcerated and all that. But at the time that she tell the story, he just a kid at the church, right? Okay, so Aaron says, yeah, sure, anything for you. So Aaron tell her to have AJ come by later on that afternoon. AJ does it. He goes in and Aaron's nice, and he says, well, he thought that Aaron and Grace must have had some type of relationship. And no, that's not it, because I'm gay. He was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he was like, Grace is one of the best people I've known. She's practically a saint. I was like, Aaron, now come on. Come on now, Aaron. You putting 20 on 10. I know it and you know it. Who don't know it? Grace is a lot of things, but she ain't no saint. She is not. Okay? She's not. Nothing wrapped in flesh is. And that's just what it is. He just reads off accolades. She's the best person I've ever known. I ain't never really known nobody as good as Grace and kind and sweet as Grace is. And AJ wants to go use the restroom. And he go to the restroom and he never come back. Aaron calls Grace and tells her. So Grace goes over there to the apartment to talk to him. He drunk like as Cooter Brown, like I said. And he feels like everybody thinks she's so good, but she discarded him. Aaron says she'll get her clothes off her back. He seen her get her shoes off her feet to homeless. But in his mind, you do this for a homeless person, but you wouldn't keep me. What he doesn't realize is Grace has evolved into this person. Who she was at 18 and pregnant is not who she is now. But he tells her that he has been through so much. It's not a punch he hasn't taken, a ground he hasn't been thrown on, a sky he hasn't slept under. And he tells her she's the worst kind of person, a person who thinks they're good and don't know how filthy they are. And in a way, he's right. When you lose sight of just how wretched of a individual that you are, and that you are really only saved by grace, and that there is nothing that you can do to really be good enough. Okay? The Bible says that we are as filthy rags. This is what it says, okay? Whether you believe it or not. The Bible also says we go on into perfection, which means we continue every day to seek to be good and perfect. Okay? It's always just a little out of our grasp, because if we become perfect, then we become God. Okay? Grace is not God. And she does need to have a come to Jesus moment with the fact that she did this thing. She hid this thing. And she's still hiding this thing. She needs to come to grips with the fact that she did some things with Noah that were inappropriate and amoral. Okay? She needs to come to grips with a couple of 2-3 things. Okay, she needs to get on in her car or on a plane and go up there and talk to Sophia and gather Sophia up, lest she get too far from her. Okay, they were very close. And if she let Sophia get too far, she'll never get her back. And if she do get her back, it won't be the same Sophia. It'll be a version of Sophia, a shell of Sophia. Same thing with AJ. Do it. Tell it. And then rein him in. He needs counseling. He needs a job. Like she said, he needs a schedule. Take your power back. that, Grace. You're a leader. You're strong. You're one of the best people, the greatest people that Aaron has ever known. Okay? You rode down in your lily white chariot to rescue Faye and kill the one, slay the one that violated your sister. You can't just drop it now, girl. You got to continue to be the hero. And it starts with taking your power back. Getting your children together. Okay? You need to get your mama together, too. Your mama's out of control. Okay? But AJ gets upset. I'll find a way to pay my rent and all of that. Yeah, you say that now because you drunk as Cooter Brown. Tomorrow when you wake up and that bottle is empty, okay, and rent is due, you're going to be Grace, you got any cash? You got any cash? With his dusty self, that ashy hair. So he leaving. He leave her there in the apartment. She go home. When she get home, she see Mae, and Mae wants to know what's wrong. And she said, I need your help, mama. What is it? What is it? It's about my son. And the episode goes off. I said, do it, Grace. Do it. Do it. Oh, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Huh? You might get a couple of tomatoes thrown at you. And nasty words. Oh, it's going to hurt. Carissa find out, oh, it's going to hurt. But at the end of it all, you will come out shining as pure gold. I promise you that. Okay, that's Greenleaf, y'all. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees. Mwah, 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 mwah.